Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and it is Friday, y'all. We have made it to Friday. Focus Friday. Focus is the subject of the day. Forgive my hand. I'm trying to share the live on TikTok. So I'm multitasking right now. But welcome, welcome, welcome. You guys come on in on Friday. Hopefully, you are feeling good. You are pleased with how your week has gone. You had some goals set for yourself and you have focused and accomplished those goals. And today is the day that we get to wrap up the week and slide hopefully into the weekend for some R&R, and then we do it all over again next week, right? So taking the time to actually think about and reflect on what you've accomplished, and then taking some time soon to prepare for the next week is important if you want to really lock in and accomplish some things. You're going to have to be able to focus. And so on Fridays, that's what we talk about. What does it mean to focus? How do we go about focusing? Things like that is what we talk about every Friday. And so I just wanted to welcome you all in, and we will get started with a quote that I wanted to share with you guys to help you think about focus maybe a little bit differently. Let's see. Let me see if I can share it. Give me just a second. Good morning, Christine. I see your thumbs up there, and I also see a few hearts flying on TikTok. It's a little bit more difficult for me to see who's there on TikTok because the writing is so small, and these eyes, guys, have been working for almost 55 years, so they don't work as well as they used to. And I leave my glasses at the office, which I don't know why I do that. So I need to fix that so that I can actually see you wonderful people and interact with you on TikTok as easily. Good morning, Karen. Thank you for joining. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday. Good morning, Christine. Happy Friday to everyone who's joining from TikTok, from YouTube, from LinkedIn, from Facebook, wherever you are catching me. I appreciate your presence. And this week, for most of the week, I've been really, Christine says she needs her glasses too. And it's not even a vanity thing, y'all. I invested in a gorgeous pair of glasses, and they have spent the majority of their lives at the bottom of my purse. So I've just got to get into the habit of wearing them because they're really nice. But man, it's getting harder and harder to see. So I've got to just buckle down and do it. So today I have a quote for you guys. If you haven't noticed, this week has kind of been a week of quotes that hit the subject of each day. And today, since we're talking about focus, I found one by Stephen R. Covey that I really, really like, and hopefully it'll resonate with you guys as well. And it goes, you have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non apologetically, to say no to other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside of you. So that's why our topic today was I don't know if you guys noticed in the description, but my question to everybody was, is your yes big enough to keep you focused until you accomplish the goals that you have for yourself? Your yes, your why is what you're saying yes to. The thing that you want to accomplish is what you're saying yes to. And when you're really focused, when you're really dug in, the things that will distract you from that have to get a no. Otherwise, you're prolonging the reaching the goals that you have for yourself. You're creating things that stand between you and the life that you desire. And I think we forget about that. We divide ourselves so thinly. We try and be all things to everybody, and we often put ourselves on the back burner, and the things that we desire are the things that get pushed and pushed and pushed because we're so focused on trying to help everyone else. And there's nothing wrong with helping other people. I am all about it. I love being a support system, but True, true help starts at home. True charity starts at home. If you don't have your foundation strong, if you haven't done the things that you need to create for you and your family the life that you desire, then you're giving from an empty well. You end up thirsty as well as the people that you try to help, because either you're going to give them more than what you have to share, or eventually you end up resenting the individuals that you're helping, resenting yourself. You can resent your life in general. And we don't have to go down that road. We just have to become conscious of what we're saying yes to, and realize that when we say yes to something, by default, we're saying no to everything else in that moment, if we really want to accomplish that thing that we've said yes to. Multitasking, that used to be a buzzword. That was the thing that separated good for, those of us that were supposed to be great from those of us that were just good. And I think we figured out for quite some time now that that's a fallacy. That if you're doing a lot of things at once, you're not focused and giving anything your undivided attention. Nothing is getting the best of you, which means you're not doing the best with any of it. You may be giving pieces of yourself to all of those things, but unless you lock in and focus and give yourself wholly to something, you'll never make it what it could be. And it'll take you so much longer to get there. That's why on the airplane, even if your kid is next to you, what do they say? Secure the mask for yourself first. Why? Because if you've got the oxygen that you need, if you have the resources that you need, if you have the things in your life that you need, you're positioned to help those around you that are in distress. And you're not doing it at the detriment of yourself and your household. And that has been a very difficult lesson for me. Some of us, when you're the first one to go do this and the first one to go do that, there's some guilt that can come along with that. And you're trying to take everybody with you, as many people as you can with you. And there's nothing wrong with that mindset. But if you don't make sure that you're on solid ground first, before you start to pull everyone else along, you end up rolling back down the hill and they all fall too. So you've got to secure yourself first. When that oxygen mask drops, your default is going to be to put it on your child, your loved one. But the reason why it's so important to secure yourself, you could be in midstream trying to get it on them, but you haven't taken it on the oxygen for yourself. So you end up losing consciousness. You can't take care of them, nor can you take care of yourself. So you both perish. So it's not about being selfish. It's not about being so focused on yourself that you don't think about other people. It's actually the opposite of that. The more grounded you are, the more successful you are, the healthier you are, whatever it is, when you have yourself solid and you know that you're secure, you're more likely to have open hands and want to share and be in a position to really share. When you're fearful of where your next bill is going to, how your next bill is going to be paid, where your next meal is going to come from, when you're fearful of how your life's needs are going to be met, you hold on tighter to everything because you're trying to survive. So it's important to figure out what it's going to take in order for you to move beyond surviving to thriving. And the majority of us, when we get there, one of the first things that we'll do is take other people with us. We'll help those who need it. So don't think about it as being selfish. Iyanla Van Zant calls it self-full. I'm not selfish, I'm self-full. I'm fulfilling the needs of self so that I'm positioned so that I can do and help others. So think about it that way, and it may help those of us who are people pleasers, those of us who are so accustomed to taking care of everyone else but ourselves. It may very well help you to shift your mindset on that just a little bit so that you can do the things that you need to do for you, and understand that that's what you should be doing, that there's nothing wrong with that. And in doing so, you're just setting yourself up to be a help to someone else down the road. Well, good morning, Tiffany Baylor. Tiffany says she is self full. Well, I'm glad to hear it. And yes, you are, and you are a great role model. But think about who you are as a person. You give all the time, you help all the time, you show up for people all the time, but not at the detriment of you and your kids. And that's where we have to get to. I've heard people say you're supposed to give until it hurts. Says who? What's the logic in that? Giving actually feels really good when you've got the mindset, because when you're secure and you actually can help somebody else. I love going through the drive-through and paying for the meal for the person behind me. I don't know who they are. I don't know what their circumstance is, but every once in a while, I just get that feeling. And I am confident that that feeling is coming over me because it's going to be impactful for that person. I bet it's not somebody who doesn't need. I don't worry about what they're driving. I don't worry about what they look like in the rearview mirror. None of that is my business. But I feel the need, and I am responsive to those needs when they rise up in me. It's like that person, they may be rich in things, but they may not have somebody who's ever kind to them. They may not have people who ever think about them that way. So I never know how that little bitty thing is going to impact somebody, because first of all, I don't even know who they are, right? But I do believe that in some way or another, a kind gesture is going to be impactful. It doesn't have to be financial. Sometimes it's emotional. Sometimes it's just having that individual go, wow, somebody thought about me. Somebody took the time to smile at me. You know, when people are all frowned up and in their space, we have a tendency to step away. It's still, we could still smile. You never know. It may be later on in the day, and that be the one thing that they think about that gives them the energy to come off of whatever it is that's been frustrating them all day long in the first place. So you be you. You control your energy. You focus on how it is that you want to show up in the world, and the things that are going on external to that, none of your business. Don't even allow that, because we're not reactionary. So you're not going to allow that to control what your energy is. We're not matching energy. I try to talk about that at least once a week. I am not in the energy matching business, because everybody's energy I don't want to reproduce. I am in the energy setting business. I want to walk in the room and raise the vibration. I want to set the energy. I want to make it a more comfortable place, a safer place, a kinder place. Just because I walked in the room, I want that shift to happen. That's me controlling how I show up. What everybody else does in that space, that's on them. They've got to deal with the consequences of how they show up. I'm responsible for me. And if I can show up and change the atmosphere, I would much rather do that than to come down to somebody's negative energy and quote unquote match it. Not interested. I am not interested in matching energy. I'm interested in raising energy. And those are the types of conversations we have to have with ourselves. That's the kind of focus you want to give to your life. Determine who you are and who you want to be and how you want to be. And then you go along around aligning your activities to that. When you're in the thick of it, when you're in the room and everybody's acting out, is it's almost too late at that moment, because if you're not careful, you will react. You will match energy. But if you start your day focusing on who you want to be and how you want to show up, when that craziness starts to happen around you, you've already set the tone for who you are and how you're going to respond. So that's on them. You still get to be the level-headed one. You get to be the one that raises the energy. So I'm going to read the quote to you guys again today, and we'll wrap up in just a moment. The quote for today on focus: you have to decide what your highest priorities are. It starts with a decision. Remember, we are making decisions all day long. Most of them, though, we make them subconsciously. We don't even think about the fact that we're making these decisions. We're on autopilot, just going through the motions. I'm asking you to wake up, to tap in, and to realize that you're making decision after decision after decision. And if you're conscious of what those decisions are, you can have better outcomes for your day and for your life in general, but you've got to tap in. So you have to decide what your highest priorities are, your highest priorities. And then you have to have the courage. Yes, people. Sometimes we have to say no. Sometimes we have to say not now. And we have the right to do that. But it takes courage because there's something inside of us that's saying, if I don't say yes, if I don't do what I'm asked, maybe this relationship will end. If you're right, then that's not a relationship that you need in the first place. You have to be able to be authentically you, be yourself, own your truth, and still have people that are standing with you. Those are the people that you want to cultivate relationships with. So have the courage, and pleasantly, smilingly, non apologetically say no to other things. Once you've set your priority, that's what you're focused on. And anything that is not that is a no. It may be temporary, but you're focused right now on something that you're trying to accomplish. So, in this moment, that's what you have to give your resources, your time, your attention, your energy. It has to go into that. Otherwise, you're not focused and you're less likely to accomplish it. You have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non apologetically, to say no to other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside of you. And that's by Stephen R. Covey. So, is your yes burning inside of you? Is there something that you really want to say yes to? Or you've said yes to it, but you haven't really given it the attention that it needs to make it come into fruition? Now's your opportunity to do that. Find that yes. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself that you're capable and you're deserving of having whatever it is that you desire. And then go about creating a plan to get it. Here's where I am right now. Here's where I would like to be. I've got to do these 8 things to get from point A to point B. And then you start to plot it out. You plan your day around getting those things done. And if you do that, if you give yourself that type of focus, that type of energy and permission, give yourself permission to be successful. Give yourself permission to be happy. Give yourself permission to be loved. Give yourself permission to have the life that you desire. The voice within wins. If you believe that you deserve it, if you believe that you're capable, then allow everything to align to make that thing come true. You have to decide what your highest priorities are and have the courage, pleasantly, smilingly, non apologetically, to say no to other things. And the way you do that is by having a bigger yes burning inside. Ask yourself today, is my yes big enough to overcome my excuses? Is my yes big enough to overcome my obstacles? Is my yes big enough to help me keep going when I really don't feel like it? Is my yes big enough to say no to the distractions that are going to come up day in and day out? If you can't say yes to all of that, you've got to keep peeling back and looking at your why. Your why has to get bigger so that it motivates you. Your yes that's burning inside has to be big enough to keep you going when all this stuff externally is fighting for your attention. So that's it for today. You guys can look that quote up from Stephen R. Covey. If anybody wants it, just let me know. I'm happy to share it. I'm Cassandra Terry. I am known as your manifesting miracle maker. M3 LLC is my business. I'm a life coach and mindset strategist because I truly believe with everything in me that the voice within wins. So much that I've trademarked it. I believe that if you can conquer the voice within, if you can tap in to what you're saying and how you're feeling about yourself, if you know what's going on in there, you can rewrite that. you can reframe it so that you get out of your own way and you can go about living the life that you desire. And that is what I hope for every one of you. I want to say good morning to a few more people that have joined, and then I'm going to sign off. So I said good morning to Christine and Karen and Kimberly. Hello, Alicia, Tiffany, being self-full, TGIF. Good morning, Trina. So glad to see you. Bella Lounge, thank you for joining. I'm so glad you made it this morning. Kim said, yes, I had to tell someone that. I don't mean any harm, but I don't have time to be sitting around and doing nothing. No, there's no harm in it at all. You're standing in your truth, you're setting your boundaries, and you're setting yourself up to move into the life that you desire. And that's what I hope for every one of you guys. Good morning, Latoya. Donna Martin, the Good Life Coach. Y'all, I met Donna on LinkedIn. She does audio rooms regularly. I think you have a podcast. She has a pod. I don't think I know. She has a podcast as well. And when you want to talk about mindset, when you want to talk about getting it together and owning your truth and setting your boundaries and living the life that you desire, look up Donna Martin, the Good Life Coach. You can find her on. You can find her here on Facebook and some of the others. But I listen to her consistently. She says a lot. We say a lot of the same things. So there's a kindred spirit there, but she says it with the most beautiful accent. So I love hearing her just say my name because her accent's awesome. Good morning, Arlene. Yes to me because the voice within wins. Good morning, Miranda. I am so glad to see you guys joining from LinkedIn, from Facebook, from TikTok. And from YouTube. We've had a nice audience this morning. You guys have been wonderful and engaging, and I appreciate hearing from you. Please continue to share. Everybody invite somebody with you next Monday. I'll be back on Mondays. Remember, I'm at noon Central. And on Mondays, we talk about mindset. So let's see. Donna says, our weekly audio room, being your authentic self in business and mindset. Yes, you can find that on LinkedIn, and it is amazing. I catch it every single time that I can. So thank you for sharing that Donna. You guys can see it in the comments as well. So that's it for our Friday. Remember to focus. Give yourself permission to have the life that you desire. Once you make up your mind, once the voice within aligns with the light with what you want, watch it come into being. Watch it come into being. It will happen, but you've got to get your mental. You have to get aligned and know that you deserve it and that you're capable of having it. And once you know that, the external things, they fall away. They don't have the same effect because they are opposite of what you believe. And so you don't even pay that much attention to them. That's what I want for you. I want you to know yourself so well that what someone else thinks of you either aligns with that or is foolish. You control the life that you desire. You have more power than what you believe. So I'm here every weekday, Monday through Friday, to help you tap into that power. If you're struggling, I've got a free online course, and it is called Transforming Your Inner Critic into Your Inner Advocate. Send me your email address. I will send you the link to the course, and I'll add you to our newsletter. The new one just went out yesterday, and it has links to the course and other resources that we have available. I am here to help. If the things that I talk about sound good, but you can't see yourself thinking that way, you're struggling with that, I am here to help. Reach out and we can have a call, and I can dig in to help you to understand, to hear what you have to say about where you are. And then we can work together to create a plan for you to move towards from where you are to where it is that you would like to be. So with that, we're going to wrap up. Enjoy your Friday. Stay focused. Enjoy your weekend. Take good care of yourself. Get some R&R, and I will see you back on Monday at noon Central for Mindset Monday. Thanks, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.